it's Miss Matthew again with another read aloud, think aloud kind of deal. So today I'm going to be reading this book called Women in Baseball by Carl Thomas. So it's kind of like a social studies themed book. So there's going to be a lot of dates, a lot of events that happen, but it's really an interesting book. I hope you enjoy listening to it. I'm going to ask you some questions at the end of the book, so make sure you're listening, okay? All right, again, it's called Women in Baseball by Carl Thomas. When you think of baseball, do you imagine men hitting home runs and scoring a home plate? Remember that many women played baseball too. Did you know that women's baseball teams took the field as early as 1866? Women have been playing baseball for more than 100 years. In the 1890s, women's baseball was very popular. Hundreds of teams played across the country. For more than 40 years, thousands of women enjoyed the thrill and the challenge of baseball. Sadly, however, the fans' cheers did not last long. By 1934, the women's teams were gone. Men's minor league teams replaced them. In the 1940s, many men went off to fight in World War II. Most women did not go. In 1943, the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League was started. There were 4 teams that played in the Major League Baseball parks. It was the first time in history that women were allowed to play baseball professionally. Baseball team from the early 1900s, and that's what's in the picture. Baseball team from the early 1900s. The teams played 108 games in the first season. The top 2 teams played for the championship of the league. Almost 200,000 people cheered the efforts of these ball players. At the time, that was a huge number of fans. The first season was a great success. 2 more teams joined the league in the second season. Players tried out for teams that spring. Each athlete was hoping for the chance to play the game she loved. The league continued to do well. The future of women's baseball looked bright. Spring training for the teams in the league, and that is what is in the picture. The league continued to grow and attract new fans. Many people paid to see the women play. In 1946, 10,000 people went to watch one game. In 1948, more fans went than ever before. Over 900,000 people filled the ballparks. After 1948, women's baseball became less popular. People slowly stopped going to see the women play. Without money from ticket sales, the teams could not pay their players. Some teams went out of business. By 1954, only 5 teams could finish the season. The league ended soon after that. Coach and players from the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League in 1944, and that is what is in the picture. Professional baseball for women ended after 1954, but the athletes continued to play. Women started to play softball. Softball was invented in Chicago in 1887. The first international championship for women's softball happened in 1965. A professional women's softball league was started in 1976. It lasted for 4 years. Even after the professional softball league for women ended in 1980, women continued to play the game. Women's softball became so popular, it was part of the Pan American Games in 1979. Colleges around the country started to form women's softball teams. In the summer of 1996, women's softball became an Olympic sport. Softball is one of the most popular sports in the world for women today. Follow the action in these photos. The ball was hit high into the air. The outfielder made a great catch. Then she threw it in as one of the fastest players sailed around the bases. The player was trying to make a triple. She was tagged out and never made it to third base. Softball became popular when women's baseball leagues ended. But women never gave up their hope of playing professional baseball again. Until 1974, only boys were allowed to play on Little League teams. This made creating teams for women's baseball difficult. Today, girls are joining Little Leagues all around the world. Girls playing in Little Leagues led to a new professional baseball team for women. It was formed in 1994. It was called the Colorado Silver Bullets. The Silver Bullets played against the men's teams for 3 years. The Silver Bullets showed once again that baseball is not just for men or boys. It is for everyone. In 1998, Ali Borders became the first woman to start as pitcher in a Major League Baseball game. And here is that picture. Alright, so I do have a few questions for y'all. So on one of the pages it talked about World War II. So let me reread that page for you. It says, in 1940, many men went off to fight in World War II. Most women did not go. In 1943, All American Girls Professional Baseball League was started. So I want you to answer the question on why do you think that that league started after the men went off to war in World War II. So World War II was a big war where a lot of the men were drafted and had to leave the country and go fight that overseas. So one of the answers could be that the women were left behind to play baseball and they were bored, so they wanted to play baseball again, so they started their own league. So there could be definitely different answers for this question, but I want you to think about that question and answer it for yourself. All right, I hope y'all have a good day. I will see you later on Monday for your next social studies lesson at 12:45. I hope to see all of your faces there. And I hope you're doing well. Bye.